All right, so many of you may know First Lady Shaunie Henderson for a number of other titles, from author, now author, obviously, former basketball wife, obviously mogul, executive, all of that. You now have this new book out called Undefeated, Changing the Rules and Winning on My Own Terms. I'm joined here by First Lady Shaunie Henderson and Pastor KRIV Henderson. Thanks for being here this morning.
It's an honor.
So tell me, I know first and foremost, this is not a gossip book. This is not you talking about, you talk about your former marriage with Shaq. You don't talk about basketball wives and things like that as well. Tell us what this book really entails and what you want people to get from it.
The book is really like therapy in a book. I was able to share my story, and I do talk about my ex because that is a part of my journey, or my journey with my ex, let me say that. And the part even about basketball wives, I share, you know, the experience of not knowing what I was doing and kind of jumping into a reality world that I was learning in the process, and what my original goals were versus what you saw on camera. Talk about my kids. I do a little bit of everything, but the book is really to empower, to inspire, to encourage the next person that, you know, you can take the broken pieces of your life and put them back together again at any age.
Yeah, I know in the book you also talked about how your husband, Pastor KRIV, encouraged you to write this book. Why did you encourage her to open up a bit more?
Yeah, because I think that what's in has to get out, you know, and I meant that in the way of how she discussed it with me. And I said, do you know how many people would be helped by seeing that who they think you are isn't who you really are? Right. You know, that how you would go from this life of luxury down to being in your mother's second bedroom with all the kids sleeping in the same bed with you, and how many people live their reality on a day-to-day basis. It gives them hope to know that it's not how you start, it's how you finish.
So you were in many ways very transparent in this book, and you talk about how often you are not an open book. You don't talk about your business a lot, and even if you watch you on TV, you're not one of the people who talk about your business a lot.
I did that. Like I moved carefully.
You move a little bit differently. What was the determining factor when you said, look, I'm going to write this book, I'm going to open up a bit more for you internally?
Honestly, I think after meeting my husband and acclimating to this first lady role, I started to share more. I started to talk more. And I'm pretty honest, you know, with doing TV, I was very creative, very strategic with what I shared, because I'm just like, I don't need the world all in my business. But as I'm talking to young women and sharing things and listening to what they're going through, I'm like, you know what, this happened to me, or let me tell you my story. So as I was talking, I'm talking to my husband, he's just like, the fact that you haven't shared it, you know, with the world is, nobody knows this about you, and no one, you know, really understands why you're the way you are. And you should, the crazy part is I wanted to write this book many years ago, and I just kept getting scared. I just was like, nobody really wants to hear that, or, you know, am I gonna hurt anybody else by writing my story? Because there's other people a part of my story that didn't volunteer to write a book, right? So I just would be scared. I was just hesitant. And honestly, Keon was just like, just do it. You know, and I did. Here we are.
The book is out now. Really quickly here, I want to talk about, you guys have a conference this weekend at the GRB, Cry Out. Tell us more about that.
Yeah, so it's just, it started out as a little class that we had at church, and I separated it. We had men one day, we had women the next day, and the congregation said we should really do something with this and come together. So last year, took a shot at it, had a couple thousand people down at GRB and said, let's do it again. It's just this convergence of culture and religion, right? It's faith meets culture, and we've got everybody from Deion Sanders all the way down to you know, self-help gurus who will show you what to do in marriage and money. It's this place where you can come and get as much information about how to get to the next level as possible. And you know, I just encourage anybody who's in the Houston area to get there, because it's filling up quickly, and it's about to be insane.
It is. We have Tamika Mallory come in, Chris Webber. So it's a lot to take in all in a weekend, but I think it's going to be absolutely phenomenal. I think we're at almost about 3,000 people so far will be there, so it's still room. Houston, come on. Anybody, people are coming from all over. I got family and friends coming from LA, everywhere, so it's going to be an awesome weekend. We'll have
merch. How do people register?
They go to cryoutexperience.com. And that's as simple as that. If you need rental car assistance, we've got a partner there. If you need a hotel discount, we've got a partner there.
Airline.
If you need airline. We've got 2 partners there, so we really tried to make it a one-stop shop at KRIVexperience.com. It's June 21st through the 23rd, right here in Houston downtown at the GRB.
All right, you heard it there first. Make sure you get your registration in. Pastor and First Lady, we appreciate y'all being here this week.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.